What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Another episode of the Sixth Round Podcast, episode 35. And we ain't got no sister today.
Nope.
No KT. But we got me and Ginger. Let's fucking go. Goddamn Ginger. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
What a fucking card this was. UFC 292 in the books. It ended a couple hours ago. We've been, getting ready, bullshitting, the normal things.
The normal.
I mean, without Kate here, the bullshit lasted much longer.
Oh, what do you mean? The bullshit will last through the podcast. What
Exactly.
Do you mean?
Let's go.
We legit should probably have a timer.
It seems the time up there.
Because me and you, oh man.
But let's get fucking to it. We had two major events this weekend. PFL 8, UFC 292. Normally we start with the fight card that happened first, but the difference in what matters.
The quality is so different. I understand going for the UFC first, but it's almost like I would rather build to that.
Yeah.
But I mean, don't mind doing it this way either.
I mean, we can build to it if it's that's fine too. I really don't care. It don't matter.
I mean, however you want to do it, brother.
All right, fine. We'll build to it. We'll get PFL. It really won't take too long. PFL 8 is in the books. We had heavyweights and we had women's featherweights. There were 4 fights that mattered on that card. The first thing I will say is what a dog shit event.
Yes. The pacing was absolute dog shit. They had 3 fights in total end up falling out.
I think they were originally supposed to have 9, right? I thought
it was 10.
I thought it was only 9. It could have been 10, but
9 or 10 fights that then turned into eventually it just turns into 7 fights.
Yeah.
And PFL before they lose fights has sometimes pretty bad pacing.
Yep, not great.
Them losing those fights made it ungodly.
Yeah, that was probably the worst MMA event, in terms of pacing and just holy fuck, this is that. It was bad. It was not good.
It was, oh my god.
And it did not help that the first 3 fights weren't great either. And just all go into decision. So it just wasn't great. But the top 4 fights on the main card, those were the ones that matter. Those were the tournament bouts. And those, all of them, every single one ended in the first round. In the main event.
Which actually kind of made the pacing a little bit worse as well. Because no matter what, their pacing sucked. And that's the problem.
Yeah. But in the main event, we had Renan Ferreira, number 2 ranked seed, coming in versus Maurice Green, the number 5 ranked. Obviously wasn't supposed to be in there, but
no.
Who the fuck was it? Marcelo Nunes, he ends up pulling out. And so Maurice gets the spot. 4 minutes, 46 seconds into the first round. As Maurice was coming in, Renan just landed a beautiful right hand, just floored him.
And it was over.
Yeah, a couple ground and pound strikes afterwards, but yeah, that was it. It really wasn't much of a fight before then. You know what I mean?
No.
They were just both being patient. There was a little bit of clinching at one point, but both of them are just big, tall guys, but it just...
And I think that was kind of one of the things that ended up contributing to why it just took so long. Is they're both not used to fighting people of their same frame in terms of size. Because Renan in terms of frame, he holds his weight way better than Maurice Green does. He looks like he is in so much better shape than Maurice Green, even though they're about the same size.
Yeah,
and about the same weight.
Was 259.
Yeah.
And then for Maurice Green, he weighed in at 261 for that. So only a couple pounds off. But...
Only a couple pounds, but that's the thing though. Renan just looks like a heavyweight. Maurice looks like someone who's almost overblown 205, which is weird to say.
Yeah.
For someone who's 6'7".
Well, so I'm pretty sure on the broadcast didn't it say that he was 6'5" and had the 80?
Yeah. Yeah, it was something like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, everywhere else it's like, yeah, he's like, well, 6'5", 6'7".
Either
Like,
way, he's a big ass fucking dude, and
yeah,
but yeah,
he,
just coming into it, he was 11-8 overall. Not a great fighter. Just hasn't been doing the greatest, and yeah, it just
no.
is like we kind of thought. As soon as Hennon was able to
Hmm.
land a big bomb on him, like that fight was
It was
over.
over.
But yeah, so good shit for Hennon. As the number two spot, number two seed, he did what he should have done. Got a first round win, secured a spot in
Yep.
the finale, championship opportunity, $1 million opportunity. Let's
Hmm.
fucking go. We'll move it up on to the other heavyweight bout, which was another guy that did what he was supposed to do. It
Yeah.
also took a bit longer than I thought it was like going to. Later into the first round, 4 minutes 16
Yeah.
seconds. Denis Goltsov gets the
Yep.
arm triangle choke over Jordan Heiderman,
Hmm.
and
Heiderman had nothing.
yeah, but I honestly wasn't impressed with how Goltsov looked on the
Oh
feet
no,
against
hell
him.
no.
Like
I wasn't either.
he did not do as like good on the feet against Jordan as I thought he was gonna. Like Jordan was being a
Oh
little
yeah,
bit
no.
tricky in there, just landing a few like wild
Hmm.
shots, but yeah, I don't.
Dennis should have been a lot better on the feet. I do agree with that. Jordan Heiderman just has a lot to work on, though.
Yeah,
Man has double underhooks and gets taken down.
yeah, that was a very fun one to watch. It's like, yeah, just always be talking about it. You're in those grappling scenarios. You need to dig those underhooks in order to like
Yep.
help get towards a dominant position. Gets
Uh-huh.
double underhooks, like the most fucking dominant you could be in the clinch. And yeah, Dennis just tossed him right over side control instantly, and yeah, worked towards the
Yeah.
arm triangle. Got it. Easy dub
It
for
just,
Dennis Goltsov.
yeah, like we talk shit a lot, like me and you, like on the heavyweight division in the UFC.
Yeah.
But out of all of the like promotions, UFC still might be the deepest,
Oh yeah, for
which
sure.
is bad.
Well, that's like I mean, UFC obviously has like the highest, like
Well, yeah.
they have the most high level
No,
competitors.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, if there's a division in the UFC that's lacking, they're gonna be lacking in other organizations too. You
Well,
know what I mean? It's like,
usually,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like. What's a bad division in the UFC that is like a great division in a different
Oh,
promotion?
I mean,
Like, you know what I mean? That's
that's hard
where
to
it's
say. It's
like,
just like one of those things where it's just like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's just like we used to have like, things like Pride or something where like
no,
you could
yeah,
argue their heavyweight division was so much better, or like their 205 division was so much better. You don't have that anymore, and it
no,
sucks. Like the best fighters might not all be in the UFC,
yeah.
but they have the lion's share. They have like the vast majority
It's like 85
for
to
the
ninety
most
percent of
part.
the highest level competition of competitors in MMA. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's yeah, it definitely does suck for competition with that because yeah, you'd like
Hmm.
to be able to see just more consistent high level fights in different promotions.
Yeah.
But
That's the
yeah,
problem. But
we definitely ain't getting that at heavyweight, and we barely get that at
oh no,
heavyweight
we
in the
barely.
UFC.
I was about to say we barely get into UFC.
But yeah, so Goltsov gets the win. That's 3 first-round finishes for himself this year in the PFL, and it's him versus Henan Fajeda championship bout 265. Let's fucking go.
Hmm.
That's the real fight that was exciting from the beginning. The two guys that should have been fighting in the finale.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. No, this makes complete sense.
But how do you feel about that potential matchup, though?
I like you said, I wasn't impressed with Goltsov on the feet in that fight. But to be fair, I wasn't really impressed by Henifeda in his fight against Maurice Green either. So like,
Yep.
it's just one of those things where I'm kind of like, I I'm glad that the card they're gonna be on is all championship fights, and it's just like I at least feel like a lot of them are going to at least be more exciting. This one just kind of feels like this could end up being really exciting potentially, but it's just like looking at it on paper, it's just like I don't know how this is gonna go, and I'm not really hyped for it just because these last fights, and like you said, like this makes Henefeta what in his last 5, 2-1 and 2 no contests.
Yes.
So like
first round finish over Mateo Shuffle and then Maurice Screen back to back.
Yeah. So like it's just hard to get excited for the heavyweight title.
Nah, that is definitely for sure. I mean, yeah, fucking.
If they both had gone out there and done like what the 45ers did on this card, I'd be a lot more excited.
Nah, that's very fair. I mean, Goltsov also a big boy, 6'5" in there, 78-inch reach.
Yeah.
So have a 7-inch reach disadvantage against fucking Henefeta. That could be very big.
Yes. He is going to need to go for the legs.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Hennon's going to be looking to keep it at range, land maybe some flying knees if he gets them hurt, but just long 1-2s, and Goltsov probably going to try and take that down. So
yes, exactly. Like this is pretty much going to be a classic striker versus grappler affair, because Dennis Goltsov having to overcome that reach disadvantage is going to be hard.
But speaking of a classic striker versus grappler affair,
yep,
with the results of the women's 145-pound bracket, that is also the same matchup we will have in that championship bout, because the co-main event. Honestly, as soon as this ended, all I could really do was just laugh at how stupid it all felt. You know what I mean? That was just genuinely all I could do. Because Larissa Pacheco fights Olena Kolesnik in the trilogy.
Yep.
With Larissa being up 2-0. Both of them first round finishes, and she finished her. Yeah, she got faster. Yeah, and this time, 14 seconds was all it took for Olena. 14 seconds and one punch, and Olena was like, "Not, I'm done with this fight. Just not having it." She just covered up on the cage, dropped down, couple follow up. That was it. Just
this was not a fight.
Yeah.
This was not even really a beatdown. This was just,
It just felt like a bully at school, just like someone talking shit and just like, I want to fight you, and the person's just like, I don't want to fight, and then they just go there and just punch them, and they're just like, ah.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of what it felt like, because she just fucking went in there, threw a couple punches, one lands, and then just along the cage, and it just was over. Like,
yeah, I think at the end of it, the stats were like 5 out of 6 punches landed for Larissa, and it was 0 for 1 for Olena. Like it was stupid.
It was stupid. Like, the only other thing I would say about this fight really is just like, not even about the fight, but just in general with the Larissa, is just like, I hope that PFL is able to buy Bellator, because we need some fresh matchups for her. Like
Larissa versus Cyborg. Let's fucking go. But
that's.
I mean, yeah, Larissa, she moves
2
up.
Power punchers.
Oh yeah, 2 big Brazilian power punches.
Well, that's the problem. We saw the last time Cyborg went up against a Brazilian power puncher.
That'd be good, yeah. But yeah. So Larissa moves up to 22-4 in her career. Adds another finish, adds another first round finish, gets another paycheck without taking any damage at all, other than maybe a couple bruises to her knuckles because of how hard she fucking punches.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, that was just Larissa doing her goddamn thing. But this next one, I was very disappointed. I thought Amber Lee Brock was going to be able to get it done. But boy, was I wrong. Marina, she just kind of walked out there and said, "Hey, you're a striker. You're a striker. I'm a grappler. Let me just grab you. Let me just throw you, and let's grab an arm bar.
Let me just grab your arm real quick."
Yeah, and she started setting it up, and I'm just watching it happen. Like, Amber, you got to get out of here, and she just wasn't, and. Yeah.
Minute 45 in, just
yeah, it was.
We got our matchup now.
I know, and I'm just like, Kayla was a more decorated grappler at a higher level than Marina. Kayla has a win over Marina, and Larissa handedly defended the dominance of Kayla in their last one. Another first round KO for Larissa Pacheco. Hooray!
Probably.
I mean, really, with this one, for me, it's like it's all because Marina has not fought anyone that punches like Larissa, and that seems to be a big factor in like a lot of like these women MMA fights, where when you get people like Chris Cyborg, Larissa Pacheco, Amanda Nunes, Jermaine Durandamy, you know what I like, these fucking big power punchers. There are just some women that have never felt anything close to that before. And when they get touched by it, they're just like, what in the absolute fuck is going on? Like, this is not right. You know what I mean? And then they just fucking implode, like, instantaneously.
Like, that's kind of the thing, is like, hell, like, I know, like, Nunes would spar some of the guys over at ATT, and they're like, yeah, no, we weren't expecting the type of power that was coming out of her. Like, obviously they've dealt with power before, like, probably harder than that, but it's like, oh, that's different than I expected. What? I need to shell up a little bit more.
Nah, for a 135-pound female, you know what I mean? It's like, it's a, and then, in this case, 145-pound, like,
so it's just like,
so that's it. It just really all depends on how she can handle that, you know? Because if she's not absolutely freaked out by it, I could see this possibly, like, maybe going later, you know what I mean? Like 3-4 rounds or something. With Larissa just being careful of the grappling and Marina being careful of the power, like, I could see it kind of stalling out a little bit. Either way, I think Larissa's making another $1 million this year.
Yeah. I can't disagree.
Let's go.
Kind of is what it is.
Yeah. Oh man. But so those are the two next championship matchups that we get in the PFL. Wednesday of next week, which I'm just like, shit, I guess, do we just do like preview UFC review of PFL, I guess? Are we doing it like Wednesday, Thursday? I don't know. We'll talk about that. I just thought about that because that's on Wednesday.
So I was about to talk to me then. Like, talk to me after the podcast about this. Like,
I know.
We got a podcast to do, man.
But so PFL next Wednesday, we got the better weight classes, 155, 170.
170.
Let's fucking
go. And another amateur bout by Biagio Ali Walsh.
Yes, sir.
Walsh.
But so that should definitely be a fun one. Definitely excited for that.
Yeah.
Welterweight is the best division this year, so let's fucking go.
I mean, that main event. Woo!
Nah, it's good.
That's a fun one.
It's good, for sure. Oi. But that's gonna wrap up PFL. Like we said earlier, there were 3 other fights on there. All of them went to decision.
All went to decision, and they were dog shit.
Yeah, they were not good. So that's gonna bring us to the real shit of the weekend.
KSW?
Yes. 2 title fights. Nah, but
you know what else had 2 title fights?
LFA? Yes, sir? Oh.
UFC 292.
From Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston.
What a fucking card, man.
What a card.
That the pay-per-view portion started out a little slow. We didn't have the most finishes throughout the prelims. But the way to cap this shit off.
Oh my god.
In the main event, Suga Sean O'Malley gets it fucking done. Welcome to the Suga Show. 51 seconds into round number 2. Gingy, I tweeted it out after, I know I said it to you. I think that this was one of the biggest level up fights in like UFC history that I could remember. From barely edging out Petr Yan in a 3-round split decision,
Mm-hmm.
to now just that first round,
Yeah.
you could just see it across Aljo's face. He was not comfortable in there. It was like halfway through the first round or something. Sean O'Malley landed like a right hand to the body. From that point on, Aljo was able to be pressed back, and O'Malley was able to put the pressure on him. I really think that that's what started to change it, and then just catches him with that beautiful step back right hand as he was coming in.
Yeah. I was about to say.
What do you think of his performance? How do you rate that?
I agree with you, and like I know it's gonna be tired, but like because everyone's gonna be comparing it to the meteoric rise of McGregor, but like it's kind of the same thing because he finished like Aljo was finishing pretty close the same way to how Aldo was finished in terms of like the step back. Well, Conor did it with the left hand, he did it with the right hand, but like then also when you think about it, also the level up performance because Conor went from beating Chad Mendes in the third or fourth round?
No, it was second round, I'm pretty sure.
Second round? Okay. Yeah. Well, even then, he beat Chad Mendes over 2 rounds and kind of had some struggles in that first round with the wrestling and stuff.
That was the first time he fucking saw his own blood in a fight, I'm pretty sure. In the UFC at least. Yeah.
And so then going into the Aldo fight, it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be so much harder for him, da-da-da. And then just 14 seconds in, step back, bam.
Yep.
And then same thing here, struggled with a 3-round fight with Yan where a lot of people, including yourself, thought Yan won.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of more, it was close.
Yeah.
But where I was like, I couldn't really make heads or tails of a couple of those rounds, to be honest. I think the only one that was like universally like everyone agrees on is first round O'Malley, but Yan gives up the first round almost every damn fight.
Yeah.
But like, going from winning a controversial decision over Petr Yan to a second round KO of the bantamweight champion, who like is one of the best bantamweights on the planet, point blank. Period. I don't care what people say and try to discredit him, which is something that I noticed John Axe said. And he's like, no one discredits the greatness of Aljo, and I'm sitting here like, John, I'm glad you're not on Twitter a lot because holy fuck.
And because it's like, obviously, talked about it. There is just so much controversy within just all of his fights at the title level, but like this dude has showed consistently that he's able to do what it takes to get it done, get the judge's nod, get what you know what I mean, like to tie fucking Dominic Cruz, or I'm pretty sure for the longest consecutive like title defense streak. He was looking like that's the thing, man. Like, this was such a fucking lose-lose situation for fucking Aljo heading into this, because Sean O'Malley going into that Petr fight was ranked number 11, had no business being there. As we said, had the split decision. A lot of people thought he lost, so not even seem to be deserving there, not even seem to be deserving in a title fight. So it's like, if he wins, it's like, okay, well, he should have lost to Petr, and like, Petr's been losing, so, whatever. And then it's just like, if he loses, now it's like, okay, well, fucking, like, Sean's, like, as soon as Sean loses one more fight, it's like, okay, well, he's overhyped, and Aljo's never that good. And you know what I mean? No, it's just like the constant trickle down of no one being that good. Like,
always going to be in a lose-lose situation in this fight. The only way he could have... The only person he could have fought where it wasn't going to be a lose-lose was really only Merab.
You
can't, sure. Like, no one can disagree, because everyone's like, he deserves a title shot. But like,
it still kind of is, though, because then it's like, if he loses, then everyone's just gonna be like, oh, well, that's why he didn't want to fight him, because
exactly. No, that's what I mean. If he loses and if he wins, it's just like, oh, well, this is why Morocco didn't want to fight you. Holy shit.
Like, no one's gonna give Aljo the respect that he deserves, but he was on the cusp of greatness. 9-fight win streak in a row, the most in the bantamweight history, looking to go for double digits. Like, it is not fucking often that you see a fighter get into a double-digit winning streak in the UFC.
Yes.
In any
one of the
division.
Most competitive weight classes.
Exactly. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous. So, looking to do that, looking to have most consecutive title defenses, looking to have the most wins in the division in general. Like he was just looking to do big things.
It's just like, come on, like this, like I don't know. People are just fucking assholes, and they just, for whatever reason, either they just don't like it because he got the title in a funky way, and then like had a split decision with Jan, and then had that fight with TJ, and then had the split decision with Cejudo, and it's just like, guys, I'm sorry, you're on your own on this one. Like everyone else, including like actual fighters, people who know the sport and are in the sport, are like, no, he's one of the best. He is great.
No, it's
like,
to me, it's undeniable. To many people, it was never even like a conversation in the first place of him being like that great.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing.
It's just like it's man,
mainly like Twitter trolls. It's like, dude is 23-4, and again, one of the most stacked divisions. His losses have only come at the UFC level. Like,
also like top 5 guys and shit.
Yeah, Brian Caraway, Javier Sunsal, Marlon Moraes, and Sean O'Malley. Back when Marlon Moraes was on a tear.
Yep. So it's like, but goddamn, Sean O'Malley, man, moves up to 17-1, and he called his shot. He knows what he wants next. He's looking to rematch Cheeto in December. I mean, Marab's hurt. I mean, I don't know when he's going to be back. You know, he got hurt. He was the first one hurt out of all the top bantamweights, so he'll be like the soonest to come back, you know?
Yep.
Henry's got a fucked up shoulder. Corey's got a fucked up tricep.
And he's the most recent. He's going to take the longest because his was
the worst injury.
No, that's the thing. He had the most legit worst injury to have, like a torn muscle that required surgery.
Yeah, that's a rough one. So he'll be out for a bit. But yeah, so
if if Marab can't make that date, I guess fuck it, give it to Cheeto.
That's
you got a storyline there, make a lot of money.
Yeah, I in that situation, I'm really not mad at it. You know what I mean?
I will ask you this.
Yeah.
Jimmy, what do you think O'Malley's star power is? Because I can tell you right now, the UFC are doing a couple things on their social media they have never done before.
Like what?
Posting the full knockout sequence on Twitter from when it started to when it ended. Posting the full main event on their YouTube channel, not even an hour after the event. I think they're like pushing all their chips in, strapping the rocket to Sean O'Malley, trying to shoot him to the moon.
That's fair, because we were talking about it heading in. Just, Ian saying like, oh, like carrying this on my back, blah blah blah, and how because in my head, I kind of thought that Sean was gonna get ragdolled around,
a little bit.
I thought that's what Aljo was gonna do. If I had to put money down on it, that's what I was doing.
Me and you both, buddy.
Yeah,
we both thought we both were also kind of at maybe the first round, Aljo stays on the feet, tries to see what it is, but
so I thought that Ian had the potential to move, higher.
Sean shot himself up so much by doing what he goddamn did.
Yeah, that was undeniable. That was what he had to do. You know what I mean? It would have been better maybe if he was able to put it on him a little bit more in the first round, touch him up, hurt him before getting that one big shot to finish him.
Yeah.
But it was fucking flawless, man.
Beautiful.
He was so patient. Aljo was not able to get him reacting to the things he wanted. He wasn't getting Sean to overextend on anything where he could take advantage of it. And like I said, Aljo was just constantly I don't know, he got touched a couple times to the face. He was constantly touching his nose. He just didn't look confident in there. And it was just it was just such a crazy thing to I don't know, before the fight of Aljo in the groove, everything, fucking little cartwheel into the cage and all that. O'Malley looking a little nervous on the big stage, and 2.5 minutes into that first round,
Yeah.
Sean O'Malley, he's feinting, he's moving, he's doing his thing, and Aljo's on the back foot, his eyes kind of wide open, like he felt that Suga show in there. You know what I mean?
I was
like
about to say, yeah. Can we talk about that moment where it's Bruce Buffer hasn't even had a chance to start his announcement. They're both at the center of the octagon, staring each other down.
Ready.
Like, that is where I'm like, okay, this is where if Sean O'Malley wins this is going to be one of those pictures that is going to become iconic later on.
Yeah,
where it's just like him staring down Aljo, like at the center of the cage with Bruce Buffer in between them. Like,
yeah,
that is an iconic moment right there. The only way he could have made this better is if this was like a one-shot kill knockout. That's the only way this fight could have gone any better for Sean O'Malley. If that one punch like actually like just put Aljo out cold, stiff as a board.
Yeah, he was able to get the walk-off that he always wants.
Exactly.
But yeah, Aljo 0 for 2 on takedowns throughout this fight. Couldn't even take him down for shit. Didn't attempt to, the last 10 seconds of the first round. Wasn't even close. Start of the second round, gets one a little bit deeper, and Sean just fucking...
shucks him off.
Just getting his, defended on that single leg, just shrimping that fucking long, skinny string bean leg out of there, staying on his feet. That was just so good, man. Good shit for Sean, and goddamn, the second Contender Series fighter to hold the UFC title now. So, let's fucking
Please
go.
Don't rupture an Achilles. Don't rupture an Achilles.
But going from one title fight where history was halted, we'll go to another title fight where history was made. Because Zhang Weili, motherfucking Magnum. This wasn't
a fight.
This was a historic title defense. The most dominant one-sided fight in female women's UFC history.
Yeah, I think so.
The stat on it
in
was
terms of over
striking
5 rounds.
Striking differential. There has never been a bigger fight with a bigger striking differential in a women's 100%. UFC fight. So just by the end of 5 rounds, total strikes landed. Zhang Weili, 296 of 358. Amanda Lemos, 29 of 68. Damn near 200 extra strikes, way more than 200 extra strikes fucking landed.
Yeah,
almost getting close to fucking 300. But yeah, that. Amanda should not have been in there with her. What was this for? You know what I mean?
No, again, me and you talked about this before. If this fight had been either booked for earlier in the year or had been announced earlier, we would have been okay, we can see this. The division needs to be moving. When they booked this, Yan Xiaonan had just knocked out Jessica Andrade, and we're and Yan Xiaonan was on a tear before she had lost to Carla Esparza.
Yep.
And that fight made sense to everyone. And hopefully, her Dana, and now Tatiana Suarez comes in, fucking dominates Jessica Andrade, and now you have 2 fighters who are both deserving of title shots, and you had Amanda Lemos, who only 2 fights ago lost to Jessica Andrade. I'm saying Jessica Andrade a lot, but...
No, I know. It's...
come on. This fight just didn't make sense at the time to us because of when it was booked.
You should have done Yan Xiaonan, then you could have done Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. Tatiana Suarez wins. Then, she's very much deserving now, and now you don't have anyone that's,
No, yeah, exactly. No one's mad at that.
And you would have been good to go.
It's just now what do you do?
Well, I mean, now it's it's Yan.
It's Yao Xiaonan, in my opinion.
You said before we started, Dana White said in the post-fight press conference, makes sense. Zhang Weili's next title defense, send her over to China, let her defend in her home country, and It's got to be against Zhang. It's got to.
Yeah, I was about to say they're both from China. That is a huge fight.
That's so big.
Just for like in general.
Yeah.
And then you throw those two on there. You throw, something else on the co-main. Not a title fight because I don't think they'll do that. But you throw another really good like contender fight in there for like a number one, for like a title eliminator at that co-main. You put a bunch of, you get the leech on that card. Just stack that card out. That card would do extremely well. It's internationally. I don't know about you, but internationally speaking, that card will do extremely well.
Well, I mean, it's like if they're gonna have Zhang Weili main event, it's gonna be a fight night. You know what I mean? Like, they're not putting her on a pay-per-view in China as a main event. You know, that's not. They would need someone else.
Maybe not.
I could see them headlining a pay-per-view with Izzy and throwing Zhang Weili in the co-main.
I mean, you could probably throw any champion in.
Bro, imagine we had fucking Izzy versus Strickland in China.
Oh my god, the second you said Izzy, I'm like, I swear to God, if you say Strickland, I swear to God.
It would have been perfect, man. It would have been fucking perfect.
It would have been, but come on.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda, you know what I mean? But yeah,
if anything, like, what would be dope is if you could get Yuri and Alex Pereira over for a vacant 205 title fight, because Yuri fought in Japan for the longest time. Alex Pereira fought in Glory.
Yeah, that would be fine too.
They're big names.
No, yeah,
over
for
there
sure
as well. So
that would definitely work.
And they're big names here.
Throw Manel Cop up on the card. You know what I mean? Like, get some of those.
Get that rising audience.
Exactly. But yeah, this just beautiful for Zhang Weili, man. This was just so awesome to see. You had fucking Amanda Lemos looking to fucking throw up that ninja choke a little bit in the first round, and I think later on in the fourth round.
But really, like, besides for those two attempts at those chokes, and like one really good straight right that landed clean on Weili's chin, she had nothing for her.
Yeah, no, nothing
at all. That ninja choke in the first is the only reason it wasn't a 10-8.
Yeah, okay. For a second, it was just all blurry for a second. I was... but yeah, the scorecards at the end, 50-43, 50-44, 49-45. Don't really understand giving Lemos the fourth round. I mean, that was her best round for sure. Don't think she did enough to win it.
She still lost it. Like
domination. It just completely just chef's kiss, man. Fucking Zhang Weili. That's my number one pound for pound female fighter in the world. I had her at number one going into it, and she
retains it like easily.
She just solidified it for sure. But yeah, so that was beautiful. Absolutely dominant performance. And we go on. Oh man, sorry, tired. We go on to another absolutely dominant performance.
I was about to say, you want to talk about a beatdown.
Ian Machado Gary just bullied the absolute dog shit out of Neil Magny for 3 rounds. This is, as soon as the fight starts, Ian just throws a leg kick and he just falls right on his ass. Just fucking knocks Neil right off his feet. He gets back up, he kicks his leg again, he falls back off his feet, he kicks his leg again. It was like the first 3 times he kicked him right off his feet, and it was like, oh, this is not going to be good.
This is not going to be a good one, and no, it was not for Neil. Neil being the crafty, tough vet he is, was able to, like, hang in there and survive, but
bro,
that was all he was able to do. Like, his leg was fucked by the end of the second round.
I genuinely think that the only reason why it went 15 minutes is because Ian wanted it to. You know what I mean?
A little bit. I mean, to be fair,
I genuinely think that with all the talk in the lead up and everything, I think that Ian really wanted to make a statement and he wanted to just beat him bad. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with what you're saying, but like all I'm saying is there were a couple times where like, even though like, he was like still standing, you could tell he was like saying things, like he was like letting out like grunts or like little like yells of pain. Like
Mm.
Keith could have easily just stepped and been like, "It's done, it's
No, yeah,
over."
bro, the amount of times that he had him limping or like just barely stepping on the
Yeah, it's
leg,
just like
like his,
it no, just calls it. Like he could
I
have done that easily.
like if that was UFC 4 with like fucking his leg getting rocked and wobbled, you know, like that would have been
Yeah,
like 8 times that he fucking scored one. You know what I mean? Like that
yeah,
shit
he would
was
have.
just so that was brutal. That
Yeah,
I was kind of getting frustrated, like towards the end, mid to end of the second round, because I'm just like, come on, Ian, like you could just
just
finish this
finish
dude,
the
like.
fight.
But then, yeah, just as the third round was going, just talking, like, just
Yeah.
in stream, it's like, yeah, that's probably what he was just doing. So it's like, all right, I
No,
understand
that's what
it.
he was doing, but at the same time, I'm just like, it's one of those things where I get what you're saying with the statement and stuff, like, but that's like you're making a statement to Neil at that point
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
for
be
sure.
finishing the fight and sending a statement to everybody.
Yeah, nah, that's
That's
very
why
fair.
I'm like, I get it, but at the same time, like in terms of like, because Ian's very smart about his like career and stuff. Like in terms
Yes,
of his career, it would have been
yes.
a much better idea to finish him.
No, yeah, for sure. And I
Especially
mean,
like
it
in
did
the
look
second,
like,
because it's just like
yeah,
it was over
it did
by
look
the
like the last
halfway point
like
of the second.
30 seconds, minute, he did try and like go
Yeah,
for it, but then Neil was on the ground. He's like, let me follow up, and then he was just holding him. So like, he couldn't do
yeah,
shit. But either way, absolutely beautiful for Ian, cementing his spot
yeah.
into the top 10 at the welterweight division.
Mm-hmm.
And he calls for Wonder Boy in his next fight, 4 or 5
Yes.
rounder. And apparently Wonder Boy turned it down. According to Dana White, Wonder Boy said, no, I don't want it.
Yeah. Apparently, they called Wonder Boy tonight and said, "Hey, you want to fight Ian Gary?" Like, which weirdly enough, like I'm like kind of calling bullshit on.
That's I was gonna
I'm
say.
like,
How
I'm
much are we gonna
sorry,
believe
like
that?
you
You know
guys
what I
don't even
mean?
have a date for like
Yeah.
when that would be. Like like actually, now that I think about it, Ian took zero fucking damage. He could legitimately
Wonder,
fight
yeah, I'm like
in
Wonder Boy's just
December.
always trying to fight strikers. You know what I mean? Like, why
Yeah,
the fuck wouldn't he want to like? He was gonna fight number
fight
fucking
Ian.
15. Like, why wouldn't he fight a higher ranked guy that's a striker as
Yeah,
well? Like it's stupid. But yeah, Dana White
I
says that he wants him at MSG, which I mean,
I
it does make
mean,
sense. It's a very
yeah.
big card. Irish, send him to New
Mm-hmm.
York. Big crowd there for him.
Mm-hmm. Well, not only
Not
that,
not
just
the
a
5 round
huge,
fight that he wants, but
yeah, not a 5 rounder, but like send him to if you send him New York, one of the MSG, one of the biggest like fucking cards he could be on, and it's just like yeah, he can really show out, shine. It's just like now at this point, like if he doesn't get Wonder Boy, I don't know who he's going to get.
uh,
Because I mean, being
they
Neil,
might they
you could
might
probably
just
jump him to
redo
11.
they might redo a Jeff Neal. Honestly,
Honestly, I don't mind that.
I wouldn't because it's like if they don't do
He's not
Wonder
fighting
Boy,
Shafkat. He's
well,
not
yeah,
fighting
because
Burns.
he trains with both of them, so it's Amzat's not in the division. Now you're at Bilal. Like Bilal's not taking that
And
fight.
Bilal's not doing that.
Even if
He's
Colby
just
loses against Leon, Colby's not gonna take a fight against fucking Ian. You know what I mean? Like
no.
it's
It's either
so
Sean Brady or Neil.
yeah, which I feel like they're yeah. Who knows with Sean Brady? We'll have to see.
Yeah, I don't know when he's supposed to be coming back. And then yeah, Neil. Well, Neil as well. He had to pull out of this fight, so it's just like,
Not
when
yet.
is he gonna? Is he gonna be able to make MSG?
Maybe they
You know
offer it
what I
to
mean?
Bilal. Who knows?
They'll offer it to Bilal, and Bilal's like legit again, like gonna look at them and be like, "What is this disrespect?"
Nah, yeah, this. I mean, disrespect, yes and no. It's
Okay, he he just beat number 5.
yeah.
Why is he fighting then? Who's Ian Gary? Who's more likely gonna be number 11?
I'd probably be ranked 10.
I mean, Vicente Luque is there. He just beat RDA. Do we wait? Like so? Like I don't know. I could be wrong and say like he could end up number 10.
Yeah.
But I don't know like where he will end up. But even then, like, why is he still gonna take fight at number 3 to fight number 5 to after beating number 5 to fight number 10? I think he'd rather fight Jeff Neal at that point, or He'd rather just fight Shafkat at that point. At least it's higher ranked.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, does he actually Like he probably looks at Ian as a much easier fight than Shavkat. That's the thing where it's like I don't know, like just because it's a fucking lower ranked guy, like if it's gonna get you the same thing at the end of the day, like take the easier fight. Like that's just, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, maybe, but we don't. Bilal's been like that's the thing though. Like it's like, well, if he's guaranteed a title fight against either of them, take the easier fight. It's like he's been guaranteed a title fight in his like last 3.
yeah, ain't no shit ever guaranteed. So you might as well just fight someone. So who you want to fight, Shavkat or Ian? Take your fucking poison. You want Ian at fucking MSG or you want Shavkat in Abu Dhabi? What the fuck do you want? You want neither of them. So then you're gonna sit down and not fight for the belt or anything. That's no,
I know, but that's like
what
why I'm like, why, like Bilal is just like being extremely disrespected. It's just like, why?
That's the thing. It's like we already know that they're not gonna just put him into a title fight, so you have to matchmake him with someone.
I know.
You know, so it's like
I'm not saying weird disrespect. I'm not saying weird disrespect. I'm saying that the UFC is disrespecting him by not giving him like what he has rightfully earned.
No, yeah, for sure. But that's why, at least, like, in my head, it's like, if it was someone like Ian, like, yeah, it's obviously far back, but it's like, it's a big name, it would be a big spot, it's a high level, like, it's a high profile thing, like, it's a good way to set yourself up for that title shot.
I just thought of it. Why are we not setting up... I know Usman's called out Wonderboy, but why are we not setting up Usman versus Bilal?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Either way, too far off topic. But yeah, good shit for Ian though. We'll have to see what they want to do.
170's having a lot of young guys come up through the division now.
Not yet. It's
you got
good.
Sean Brady, Ian Gary, Jack Della Maddalena, like
Kevin Holland, Shavkat there, like Michelle Pajeda, yeah. It's so good.
Some good shit.
Moving on down the pay-per-view portion of the card though. Mario Bautista, he gets the unanimous decision win over Damon Blackshear. Wasn't the craziest fight. I don't know about you, kind of watching it. This was definitely the fight that I paid the least amount of attention to during like the pay-per-view. But I kind of thought that Damon was going to get the decision, and they said unanimous Mario, and I was a bit surprised, especially when they said a 30-27. I was just like, that's
30-27 was weird. I will tell you that. Me and my dad didn't see a 30-27. But Mario won the second and third rounds.
That's fair. Like like I said, I wasn't. It was just a little bit surprised. I kind of felt like
Mario was able to pressure Blackshear. He was landing a lot more of the cleaner shots and the harder shots throughout the second and third round. It just was. They were like still like relatively close in terms of like the amount of strikes, but it was less like in terms of the effectiveness of the actual striking. Mario was just getting the better of it.
Yeah, Damon outstruck him round 1 and 2, 4 or 5 on takedowns in round 1. But either way,
round 1 was Damon easily.
Either way though, good shit for Mario. Extends his winning streak, gets another dub in there, and just another fighter losing his chance at making history. Looking to get the fastest 2 back-to-back win turnaround in modern UFC history.
It was funny in the first, it was either the first or second. Mario and like Blackshear were kind of in a position to where Damon could get twisted. I think this would also be history.
I really thought Mario was going to put him in Twister and Ginger. I would have lost my shit.
I lost it too because I'm like, bro, 2 twisters in a row. Somehow Damon is involved in both of them.
Yeah, that crazy. But yeah, so good shit for Mario. Probably will get himself a top 15 opponent pretty soon in his career.
I was about to say. I mean, I could easily see him fighting. Him versus Chris Gutierrez would be an interesting fight.
I'd be very okay.
I know
with that.
Gutierrez. I'm pretty sure Gutierrez is booked, but like that's interesting. Him getting like the loser of Jonathan Martinez, Adrian Yanez.
Yep, that'd be good too. For sure.
I'm fighting Ricky Simon also.
That's a rough one.
That's a rough one for him. That's a real test.
I don't like that one.
Neither do I at the moment, but he's gonna have to fight those types of guys eventually. So
very true.
And it could just be like one more fight away at that.
Yeah. Because speaking of those kind of guys, Those are the exact kind of guys that we had opening up our pay-per-view at the 135 division. Marlon Chito Vera versus Pedro Munoz. Going into this, I was very vocal on how bad of a fight I thought it was going to be. It was better than what I thought, so it made me happy. I was definitely surprised. Very surprised Pedro decided that he didn't want to grapple at all, and I was like, well, that's a poor IQ play. And Marlon Vera ends up getting the unanimous decision win. I kind of thought Pedro won rounds 1 and 2, honestly. I thought he did enough. I'm pretty sure he outstruck him in the first and second rounds. Maybe not. I don't remember. Where is it? Got it right here. Right here, right now. No, Vera actually outstruck him every round. Which is fun. But yeah.
No, but this fight
it was close. It was good.
Yeah, I did miss the first round.
39-38 in favor of Chito, so it was right there.
Yeah. No, it was right there. But like that's the thing. Even then, like I saw the second and third rounds, and I had Vera winning both those rounds.
That's
so
fair.
Like you said, like the second round was close. Like from what I was hearing on commentary, which I know sometimes commentary is very not good at it, but like they're saying the first round was close. And it just as I was just watching the second round, I'm like, yeah, Chito's winning this. He's just landing the harder shots.
Like,
and
that was the hard, because like I thought he was landing the harder shots too, but I didn't think that they were like that much harder. You know what I mean? And then like I don't know, like watching it live, it felt like Pedro was just landing so much more on him. Honestly,
they were saying the same thing, and I'm like, as I'm watching it, I'm like, this doesn't feel like Vera's getting like out activitied. Like in terms of like maybe total strikes thrown, he's getting out like Pedro has more activity, but in terms of the lands, Marlon's right there, if not above Pedro. Pedro's throwing a lot of filler out there.
No, yeah, and I don't know. For me, it was like I understood what like the commentary was saying, because it was like, yeah, it just felt like they would be standing there, like Pedro would be throwing like whatever leg kicks at him, you know, and then it would be like Cheeto's like, okay, I'm gonna jab you. He lands a jab, and then Pedro's like, oh, you jab me, I throw a jab at you. Like, you know, if it felt like every time Chito did something, Pedro's like, I have to return that same thing, but then he was also just throwing the things in the in between. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know, like that, because even like with the totals, it was saying. Like, you know, round 1, 71 thrown to 66 in favor of Munoz, so like that's still super close. Yeah, and then 91-84 round 2, like it, you know, like I just, and that's the thing, obviously looking at the stats like back, you know what I mean, it's always like different than what you see live.
Yeah.
But
I
felt that way live too. It just
like
it was a close fight. It was close.
It was live good. Like like the second round, I had it, you know, at least the rounds that I saw, I had Chito winning them both, and it's just like, but if one of those went to, like, if the second round went to Pedro, I wouldn't have been mad. Third round, I think everyone kind of agrees Marlon won. He was kind of bullying Pedro a little bit with some of the around a little bit. Third round.
Bro, it's fucking Chito. Of course, by the that's what we know.
Yeah.
Like by the third round, he's in his groove. He's landing big shots like that. But
so that's the thing. Like I'm like,
he just gives up the first two.
He's a 5. That's the thing. Marlon Vera's a 5-round fighter.
Easy. Yeah.
So.
But yeah, so solid shit for Chito to secure his spot towards the upper end of that division. And yeah, like we talked about earlier, secured his spot and his chance to probably fight Suga Sean for the title. So
probably gonna be Chito Sean.
That'll be a big ass fight for a rematch. So honestly, so let's fucking go.
Because it's gonna be It's gonna be billed the last man to beat Sean O'Malley.
Yep, the only man to beat Sean O'Malley.
Only man to beat Sean O'Malley.
Let's go. But yeah, that was the pay-per-view. Very solid overall. Very good shit.
Yep.
Moving into the prelims, I was so scared for this one. I hated watching this. Why did Brad have to go out there and just leg kick the shit out of Chris Weidman all fucking night long? It made me. I did not like that at all. But Tavares gets the UD win. Just he was he was beating the shit out of Chris Weidman's legs, and oh my god, brutal, absolutely brutal. I don't know how you feel about that fight. You got anything else to say? But
I really don't. It just like this was when I was like on my way back home, like from where we were, and it just like trying to catch as much of it as I can. It just was like every time I was like looking and watching, it's just like, yeah, Brad was winning.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yeah, this was. I agree with what Dana said. I would encourage Weidman to retire because apparently also like he injured his leg in this fight, and it's potentially an ACL, MCL, or PCL. And it's just like,
I wouldn't be
Weidman,
surprised.
you just went out with a leg injury. You're out with another one. It
was the right leg
it's
too.
time.
Because the same one that like he injured in the Uriah Hall fight. Because I seen like a little video of like him and Brad just like taking photos together, and he had like a big ass thing like wrapped around it, and he was in a wheelchair. So
no, it's like
he's got 7 losses.
Years old.
That was the first time he lost, and it wasn't a stoppage loss. You know what I mean? Like,
well, not only that, but it's just like you just came back from a horrific leg break. Same leg, you injure your knee. You're 39 years old. It's probably going to take another 6 months to even just heal this one up.
Yeah.
By the time you come back, you'll be 40. Like, it's over, man.
Yeah.
And you're a grappler. You've mainly been a grappler your whole career.
I'm pretty sure he said he's had over like 30 like surgeries in his life. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like, it's just like
bro, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, come on.
Like, add another one because his knees, I think, are finally just at the point of we're done. We can't go anymore.
But yeah, so that was sad for Chris Weidman. Good for Brad to get back on the winning track. This next one, it was kind of a little like, why are we doing this kind of thing? You know what I mean? When it was match made and put here. And it kind of played out that way because RoboCop just absolutely butchered Tui Lewin. That was just ridiculous.
That was, just absolutely ridiculous. Like, just those short elbows just had those elbows just had fucking power.
So nasty,
God
bro.
damn.
Oh, man. But yeah, so, good shit for RoboCop. Gets the win, minute 43 into the first round. And that's going to take us into the Ultimate Fighter finale fight. 155, 135. Season's finally wrapped up. We got the finale to play out. And at the lightweight division, motherfucking Kurt Hollabaugh gets the upset win over Austin Hubbard. 2nd round triangle choke. Good shit for him, man. I really didn't think that he was going to get it done. If he did get it done, I thought he might be able to like knock Austin out or something.
Yeah.
But to beat him up on the feet, hurt him, gets the the takedown, subs him, beautiful.
Goes into an belly down arm bar. Austin tries to do the right thing and rolls and tries to go over just for Kurt to be wise to it, throw up the triangle. Like, god damn, Kurt.
Smooth like butter. Great to see.
It really was. That transition was, oh my god, just chef's kiss. Jesus Christ. But
hell yeah.
Man, 36 years old, coming into the lightweight division.
He's a young buck ready to rumble, you know what I mean? Oh, man.
Yes, young buck. And at one...
He's right at the start of his prime, Ginger. Let's go. But 135-pound division, we had Brad Katona fighting Cody Gibson. What a great fight that was. That shit would just played out to be. I would assume that it got fight of the night. I don't actually know.
It did.
Yeah,
I believe it did.
I was gonna say it had to. Like, that was just so good. But
honors performance of the night went to Whaley and Aljo, and then fight of the night was Cody Gibson, Brad Katona.
Makes sense. That was just a banger. Good shit for Brad to get the decision win. Cody just tough as hell, and Brad 2-time Ultimate Fighter winner. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good fight. Like, Cody was trying to keep it close there in the last round. Like, that last round was just a complete war, and then it was just like, it was such a good fight. I feel bad for Gibson for losing, but Dana White at the press conference was saying Cody Gibson's sticking around for a couple more fights in the UFC. So let's go.
Which it's It's fair. Like, yeah, put on a fight like that, you know he's gonna scrap. So
that was one of those, not as impactful, but like that Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner fight, where it's just like, how could I not give both these guys contracts?
No, yeah, for sure, 100%. But yeah, so that was good. Andre Petrosky gets a split decision over GM3. I know you scored that for GM3. You thought that he should have won rounds 1 and 3. Yeah. Agreeing with good old Sal D'Amato.
Yeah, so pulling back the curtain a little bit.
There ain't no curtain to pull back. It's fucking see-through, brother. We got a see-through shower curtain going on right here. Come on, man.
But yeah, no, me and my family went to a football game, so before we recorded this podcast, I had to go back and rewatch the prelims. Jimmy was watching with me. He knew all the results.
Yeah, it's 3 a.m. now.
Yeah, I went in completely blind. But that first round is it's so close. I really was just like, this could go either way. I think Gerald did more. That takedown wasn't fucking shit.
Yeah.
Nothing happened there, and it was just like, yeah, Petrosky's like throwing hard, but he's missing damn near every shot he threw, and like Gerald just landed a little bit more for my liking. So it was just like, yeah, but Petrosky in the decision, I'm not mad at that.
Not at all.
It was like an obvious second round. Like, what was it? Second round for
Petrosky,
third round for Gerald Mershard, and it's just like,
Petrosky got knocked down in the second round.
Yeah. So whoever, and then he was gassed in the third. It was just like, whoever you scored that first round for was gonna be the winner. Like, they made it easy to score the last two.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah. Petrovsky definitely struggled on the feet way more at GM3 than I thought he was going to. Did not look too great. And not like I thought he was going to be doing some great shit in here, but after that, I'm like, damn, and you should take a little step back about talking about fighting the best grapplers in this division. Like, you could barely even kickbox with GM3, brother. Like, I think we got
probably knock him out. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie on that one.
We got a whole bunch of scary kickboxers in this division. This man better watch his fucking ass. Just for his own good.
We got a bunch of scary like grapplers in this division too, like Andre Muniz, Paul Craig, fucking Bo Nickel, like
Brendan Allen. Yeah, you got a lot up there. Hell yeah. Moving in to the opening 2 bouts on the card. The opening 2 Silvas on the card. 125 females. Let's fucking go. Marini Silva gets the redemption. Finishes Marina Moroz with a guillotine choke. 1 second left in the first round. Let's fucking go.
4 minutes 59 seconds. Oh, it was beautiful. I thought she was going to get through it too.
Yep.
Like, again, like, I wasn't watching it live, and I'm just like, all right, so this is going to the second round. Then I saw I'm like, what the fuck?
Yep. Absolutely awesome. And then fucking everyone's favorite fighter, Andrea Lee. She was fighting Natalia. She's fighting Natalia, and Natalia just outclassed her, really.
Easily.
The fucking left kicks off the fucking lead side are so fast, so sharp, crazy beautiful to watch. It just such a pleasure watching these two Silvas fight back to back and just putting on dominant performances.
Yeah, no, like those were just dominant performances by both Silvas. Just good fun for both them to win. Like, I'm just glad they both won.
Oh, yeah. And that's going to wrap up the UFC card.
And that's going to wrap up the podcast. We don't got anything else to talk about, right?
We got a Tapology, as always. Sadly, even though Kate isn't here, she still won this week. So, all right. It was a real status quo week, you know what I mean? Kate got first place, I got second, Jenny got third. That's like, I'm sure if we were to look at all of the fucking weeks, that's probably going to be the average of what happens, you know what I mean?
Yeah, usually, like, if we were to, like, average things out, it would be interesting to average out our points throughout this.
Yeah, that would be, and see who actually has, like, more and stuff. That would be fun. But
project for later.
Yes, sir. But But yeah, I mean, nothing real crazy to go through with the Tapology picks.
No, like it.
Nothing
Very
fast. I got 3
standard.
decisions, 1 semi-perfect, 1 perfect.
I got 2 semi-perfects, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like I got 7 right, and then 2 semi-perfects.
But yeah,
not really much there.
That's Tapology. Maybe I'll have better picks doing them 5 a.m. next week for the Singapore card. Let's go.
Yeah, I know, right? I did these like me and you both did these Friday night.
Yeah, Friday night.
And I legit was just going through and just picking shit.
Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes.
And I'm just like, I should have thought about some of these a little bit more, but fuck it.
But hell yeah. That's gonna wrap up Tapology. That's gonna wrap up this podcast and this amazing weekend. Oi, oi, oi. UFC 292 in the books. Great fucking card. Great main event. Welcome to the Suga Show, everyone. Let's fucking go. But I hope you all enjoyed this one. This was a good one. If you liked it, you know what to do. Press the like button. Press the subscribe button. There's all the buttons to press. Maybe drop a comment. Maybe click that little button that opens up the description box. That has all the little blue links on them. Then you can click those links and stuff and press those buttons after there. All of those kinds of things. The more buttons you press, the more it helps us out. So let's go. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.